This is pretty up here.
There's the sports dome. Or not dome.
Hey folks, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. I'm Anthony. I'm going to be taking care of you this afternoon while you're here with us. Would you like for me to start you folks off with anything to drink? Would you like a moment to look over the wine list?
What would you suggest if we do a white bottle?
Okay, depending on what type you like. Our wine list is set up lightest to driest on both sides. I love the Gavi here. I think it's fantastic. It is from Piedmont.
Let's do it. Do a bottle of
3
that.
glasses. Give me just a moment to get that together for you, and I'll be right back.
Can we get some appetizers right away,
Sure.
too? What would you suggest?
The fried calamari is probably my favorite. The shrimp Antoinette is definitely.
Are they gluten-free?
Well, the calamari is not, but the shrimp Antoinette can be, yes.
Okay.
The shrimp Antoinette, the only thing with gluten on there is that it is the 4 shrimp are set on top of a garlic crostini, but I can of course leave that out.
We'll do the calamari, the bruschetta, the shrimp, and the ravioli.
Excellent. Do you want shrimp gluten-free?
Please. Yeah, thank you. Their menu's interesting, like sauteed seasonal fish with crab.
This evening, for whatever reach here, I apologize. The sauteed seasoning fish with crab is going to be a 7-ounce fillet of striped bass.
Oh, it is the check. That's what I thought.
And then the big difference, the one on the menu, the fish is sauteed with asparagus, red, yellow bell peppers in a lobster butter sauce topped with 3 ounces of large lump crab meat. It can be gluten-free as well. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Let's see, I do not want to block your view, so where would be the best
Right here's
place
perfect.
for me to go with this?
Thank you.
Excellent. Also, I can add the same 3 ounces of that large lump crab meat and the lobster butter sauce to the center cut filet mignon if you wish to enjoy that Oscar style. I do have some appetizer plates.
Thank you.
I'm just going to go right here. Normally
Perfect,
I
yep.
pass them out, but I don't want to be in the way.
We're good. Thank you.
Has everybody dined with us before?
First time.
First time. Well, welcome. We are primarily Northern Italian, specifically Tuscan, which is why you don't see a lot of those Southern Italian classics like lasagna, things like that on there. This is a really heavy dose of vampire repellent. You will not have to worry about any vampires for the next, 3 to 6 months. You just have to come out and get another dose. The whole cloves of garlic that you see, folks, are just slow roasted in the oven for several hours to caramelize. The puree is the exact same roasted garlic, simply pureed with 100% extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
The same olive oil presented here on the table. So I always recommend to my first-time diners to, shall we say, start out conservatively.
Do you have
Yes, sir.
Do you have a gluten-free option for bread or no?
We don't, unfortunately.
Perfect.
A shot of the table.
Certainly. I like this. To me, the Gavi kind of, the flavor is unique enough to me that it almost tastes as though someone took a Pinot Grigio and a Sauvignon Blanc and mixed them.
It's very reasonable,
And-
price-wise.
Correct. But I always try to, I always like the wines. I mean, I feel like we're in an Italian restaurant. I feel like the Italian wines are.
What kind of olive oil is that?
It actually comes to us, and when I get a second, I'll bring out a container and show you. But it comes to us from California because Italy has a lot of counterfeit olive oils. And when the chef became aware of the olive oil counterfeit mafia ring going on, he switched to a Californian because California has such strict laws where the olives and the olive oil falls under the same guidelines and restrictions that grapes do for making wine.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Babe, would you like me to pour?
Thank you.
That's just pureed.
Just garlic and
Garlic
olive
and
oil.
olive oil.
Nothing else added to it. Nothing
great.
else in it. It goes really well like you did with the salt and pepper.
Yeah.
And if you like, we generally don't bring it out, but I like it with a little bit of Parmesan Reggiano.
Yeah.
dusted in the
Yeah.
olive oil.
That'd be great.
So I'll get you, let me serve your appetizers to you, and then I'll get you a little cup of Parmesan.
Thank you.
onion, red and yellow bell pepper with a sherry garlic butter sauce. And again, we just left off the garlic crostini underneath.
All right.
Fried calamari. I like this, just the flavor. You know, a lot of places, especially here in Cincinnati, feel the need to overly batter calamari. And you know, it has its own natural boils where the flour will stick to it.
Yeah.
So there's no need for like egg wash and batter. It's just lightly rolled. It's flour with salt and pepper.
All right.
Ooh, sorry about that. And then here is the 4 cheese ravioli with the walnut pesto, gorgonzola. And then lastly, this is the bruschetta. It's a little on the sweeter side with the goat cheese and the honey and the rosemary oil. And then, you know, try it as is, but I definitely recommend too, if you break off a couple pieces of the sprigs of rosemary and kind of just crumble them up on top or over on the top, it goes really well with that.
You can just taste it, yeah. Touching it, yeah. So, it's really good. I thought bruschetta always had like tomato in it. I didn't know that. It's good. It actually has the perfect amount of goat cheese on it. The bread is cooked absolutely perfectly. It's crunchy underneath. They drizzled a little bit of olive oil over it. It's phenomenal. One bite. It's almost like a poached shrimp. It's cooked perfectly. It doesn't have a ton of flavor, but it all goes well together. I think it's missing a little bit of salt, but the peppers are still a little crunchy. I think everything's perfect. The onion, perfect. It's a nice dish. It's very light. I'm not a calamari guy normally.
That looks amazing.
It's not rubbery at all. He's right. The breading is just perfect. It is light. The sauce is also very light. I'm a huge fan of that.
Very good.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Not at all.
I wanted to show you the label for the olive
Oh.
oil. Corto is the brand. Folks, how are we enjoying the appetizer?
We're really good.
Excellent. I can give you some time to enjoy that, and then if you have any additional questions about the menu, I'll be happy to answer those. Or if you have questions now, I'll be happy to answer.
Order a bunch of stuff and just keep on bringing it out. Do you have gluten-free options for pastas?
We
Any of
do
them?
not.
You have them? Okay.
I know what I'm
Okay. So if we did a veal dish, which one would you suggest?
So my two favorites. I love the veal marsala because I like the mushrooms.
Okay.
And then the veal saltimbocca is a little different for me. I've not had those elsewhere, so I don't have a comparison really. But I love the fact that they start to saute the veal, completely cover it with smoked prosciutto, fontina cheese. They throw the whole
really good,
skillet
Jay.
in the oven. That melts the cheese down, finishes the veal, and when they put it on the plate, it says they're veal glaze, and that's a homemade demi glaze where we boil the veal shank bones all day with celery and everything. Cook it down to a demi glaze and mix it with a little bit of sage butter and put a ladle over top of that.
Let's do that.
And then it's served with the skillet green beans and the Parmesan polenta cake.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the center cut fillet with the crab, the lump crab.
Okay. How would you like the filet mignon part of
How
that?
thick is it?
It's you know, they're hand filleted, but it's generally depending about like that. If
Medium
it's-
rare then?
Yeah.
It's fine? Yep. We'll do the chicken formaggio.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
George, what else you want to get?
You picked the one I was looking at, the veal.
I'm just going to share it when we just have it out, so.
I mean, we're in Italian.
Do you
joint.
like
Try the
seafood?
meatball?
Yeah, let's do meatballs.
Okay. And is it with the gluten-free, is it celiac disease or
No.
is it just because I would like to point out our Parmesan polenta cakes are out of this world. They themselves are gluten-free. However, it says on the package that the
Yeah, no,
polenta is
that's fine.
processed at a facility, so I always like to make all of my gluten-free guests aware of that.
Yep, perfect.
But those, like a couple of those polenta cakes with like the tomato sauce is delicious.
Yeah, it's walnut. It's a ravioli, walnut pesto. It's cheese ravioli, gorgonzola, and basil. Pretty simple. Cannot forget that. I think it's cooked perfectly. I'm indifferent on all the flavors. I think there's a lot going on top of the ravioli, but not a lot of flavor in my mouth. It tastes a lot of oil. And I don't get a very strong scent or very strong aroma of the basil, which is disappointing in there. But I mean, it's good. It's cooked well. So they're serving the fried calamari with the tomato basil sauce. I would like to see more fresh basil in that sauce.
I think it had a nice garlic flavor.
I didn't taste a lot of basil.
What about the wine?
I think it's great. It's $45 a bottle. It's 44 bucks. It's their by the glass. So,
It's good.
so let's judge everything sort of course by course, because I think the problem is sometimes when you wait to give an opinion until you're all done, earlier courses can be judged, influenced by later courses. So overall, I thought, again, we got the shrimp Antoinette with no garlic crostini, which I think would probably have added a little bit more flavor to it. I think it would have been the texture that was missing, but it was still really good. It was cooked perfectly. I liked the presentation a lot. And actually, the presentation on virtually everything was very nice. The bread, the bread, is that made in house? No?
It is not.
It's not, okay. That's a great wine though, and for 44 bucks, that's crazy. That's great.
Would you like me to secure another bottle for you folks when dinner arrives, or?
I would try something different.
Something different. Do a red.
Okay, I'll bring the list back over and go
Just,
over
you
a
can
couple
choose for
things
us.
you.
I'm fine. Some Italian or some Italian red. Thank you.
Do you like Barberas, or do you have a preference towards Chiantis? Or
I would prefer dry, but whatever
excellent.
you'd suggest. Okay, so the bread, I would actually like to see much harder crust, and I'd like to see it to be a little bit more airy inside with more sort of gluten, something holding it together, because it's very dry. It comes apart, and it goes well. I mean, and honestly, like, people will say, if we're not liking it, you sure ate it. Yeah, you know why? Because I don't eat all day. I gotta fill my belly. I fast. I eat once a day. But the bruschetta was really good. I did not realize that Bruschetta does not have.
Pristine. It's not bruschetta. They call it bruschetta, but it's not.
It's not bruschetta. Okay. I think it probably would have been better with tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
Nice fresh
tomatoes and
tomatoes on
some
top.
basil on there, like fresh basil. That would have been a game changer. Like, and actually, you wouldn't even do the. I would not do like sliced, chopped, or cubed bruschetta. I would do like very thinly sliced tomatoes on the top of that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I would do like what do you call it? The heirloom tomatoes.
Yeah, the uglies.
The really big ones. Yeah, I mean, that would be phenomenal on top of there. And you could actually slice it so thin and then just sort of layer them on there, different
be
colors. Something different. And that's just my suggestion. But I mean, it was still really good. I like the rosemary touch on the top. Fried calamari, it was good. I think they did a nice job with it. It's very simple. Presentations, it's fine. But otherwise, everything else was really good. So I think it's a strong 4.0 on all of the appetizers. I'm excited to see the rest. I guess for being like, they got really good reviews here. I would say for most Italian restaurants, I would like to see you make your bread in-house, and I would like to see you make your pasta in-house. They do get it fresh from a place, so probably for a reason, right? But
Kitchen size.
yeah, they're doing a nice job on everything. The kitchen looks fairly big. I mean, it's a big building. It's the view is unbelievable. So, but the service is phenomenal here. It's great, but not very busy tonight. It's a Thursday night. What are they operating at? 15% capacity, maybe 20%. Oh, it's good though. Thank you.
It's something that I really enjoy, especially since you're talking about on a hot summer day, like how to doctor up the
Yeah.
bruschetta. So I thought I'd bring you folks a scoop so you can try it.
See what you thought.
That's great.
Sure how we wanted to play this. So I have 3 plates here.
Perfect.
I also brought, extra steak knives and all that good stuff. So first I will set out the veal salt and butter. If you need the space, I'll be happy to take that candle and stuff out of the way for you.
Well, we're okay. Yeah, we'll make it work.
Thank you. Figured I would start with the 2 most classic of our dishes. Spaghetti and meatballs with the Diablo sauce. And formaggio.
No steak.
This is all gluten-free. So,
When did this place open?
as Primavista, December 12th, 1989.
Same owners?
Yes. And while he's helping with, we have a wine tasting this evening behind the magic curtain there. But the owner's son, they're still the same owners, but now he's one of our general managers, if you will. And then December 12th, 1989, it became Primavista. And I mean, we've had the same chef for 33 of those years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And he's now part owner.
That's cool. Yeah.
No, sir, this is a 2018 Boccali Sagrantino. You said you want it dry. This is going to be out of this world for you.
Thank you. great. Yeah, huge fan. What's the price point on that?
It is $80 for the bottle. $79.
It's a good deal.
Man, would you like? I know you still have some of the white left, but would you like me to go ahead and pour it for you?
Thank you.
And I'll give you a chance to try all the dishes. I will stop right back to check on you. Unless
Thank you.
there's anything else you can think of that I can provide for you.
We are good.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I like how they use like an actual like chicken quarter, you know, like a roasted chicken.
It's overcooked.
Is it?
Okay, I like that pasta. They did a nice job on that pasta. That spice, it's not, actually it could be a little, it's perfect. Yeah, the meatball is blah. There's not a lot to it.
But it's really flavorful.
The meatball in the sauce is really good. It's not like, it's not very tender. I think you gotta cook it on higher heat. It's interesting. It's all right. No, I think the presentation, I like it. Presentation is amazing on this stuff. Did you think that's overcooked?
I do. It's definitely overcooked, but I like the skin.
Yeah.
And the seasoning.
The seasoning is like
The skin is perfect. Yeah. But yeah, it's dry.
All right, I would say I'm gonna rate them in order of like my favorite. The veal dish is probably number one. I do appreciate the way that it was cooked, the way it was prepared. It almost feels like the veal was pounded a little bit too thin. There's not a lot there. I think you could have had a little bit thicker. The polenta was very good. The sauce around it, the cheese, everything. It was a great dish. The spicy marinara was very good with the pasta and the veal meatballs and spaghetti. We need a little bit of salt and pepper, which we can add that in the meatballs. I think they're lacking some of the seasoning. The chicken flavor was perfect. It was just overcooked. It was very dry, and you could see it. I mean, it came out piping hot. It was still cooking on the plate. Wasn't a huge fan of. I like the Alfredo sauce, not the, not necessarily the pasta. The steak, we were talking. It almost seemed like a sirloin. It didn't really seem like a tenderloin, like a fillet. It was very tough, and it was cooked. It didn't seem like it was cooked on a very hot grill, because you really should be able to get a little bit of a sear on that when you're cooking it. And I don't really understand the arugula mushroom mixture. The lump crab was really good. So I was prepared, like, to come to a place that I think is 4.9 or 4.7 or something. Like, it was pretty high. I thought it was all authentic Italian food. I'm not seeing it necessarily. Do I think it's a must try or a drive by? Honestly, if you're out here, it's a cool experience. Just for this, you got to stop here. And the prices are reasonable. They've been around a long time, 35 years. So I'm going to say it's a must try. I'm going to give the service a 5. He did a great job, right? And we've seen that overwhelming. So service was really good. He's very knowledgeable. We don't tell people that we're coming in either before we do. And he's been over the top, like really, really good. Oh, asparagus. Asparagus is probably the best vegetable that we've had here. They cooked that perfectly with the steak. If you're gonna take everything as a whole,
It has better chewed than that did.
And I want you to realize that. Everything that I say, it's purely my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, and someone else might come here and just think it's the best thing that they ever had. I think it's really good. I think they did a great job. But again, this is all my opinion, 100%. I just think I've been to like authentic Italian restaurants where I'm expecting a little something different, you know. This is definitely this is not an Olive Garden by any means, right?
Yeah.
It's really good. They do a nice job on stuff. I think they just missed it a little bit on a few things. I think overall, I think it's a 4.
Yeah, it's a great score.
I think it's a 4. 4 up from a. We're gonna start doing different categories, right? Like you've got like a bar, sports bar, burger joint kind of place, right? This is fine dining. You know, would I come back here? There's too many other places to go to, so I did it once. I'm happy I did. It was a good meal. It's one and done for me, but I think you should try it and let me know what you think of this place. Or if you've been here, let me know your experiences, because the reviews online give it a very, very high score. And actually, I mean, from value, I don't think it's gonna be too expensive. The wine for 2 bottles, $120, a little bit more than
I got a
that.
good question. If you were local here, would you come? Would this be like a regular spot?
I would doubt it,
Okay.
unless this is the best they have for Italian. If you want Italian one night, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, if you're in New York City,
You said it right.
if you're in New York City, is this where you're going?
Not even close.
So you got 6,000 restaurants there?
This is low end.
Yeah,
This is low end. New York City.
yeah. But honestly, yeah, there's too many places to try. But again, the server did a great job.
Yep.
Take it all for you?
Yeah, please. It was really good.
Thank you so much, bud. Great night.
Excellent.
But also, so we put a list together of your suggestions. We grab all the suggestions from the comment. George and I actually have a note that we share. If you have a place that you want us to stop, you know, next year when we're here for Kentucky Derby, Cincinnati or Louisville, because there's absolutely nothing by Belterra in Florence. We would love to stop there. So give us some suggestions in the comments as well. Okay. But it is another place we can always say Jason was there. And it took a long time to get there. So traffic. And now we have to go to Men's Warehouse and get my soup. Hour and a half away. Thanks for watching.